Good to have you.
Oh, I'm honored to be here.
Faith, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Good to have you.
How is Yali?
Well, Yali is great.
Yes.
I think, well, you know, when you look at Uganda having the youngest population and you have this group of leaders that are trying to transform communities, I think it's an amazing community to be into.
Wow, profound.
Yeah.
And I'll start with you being the president. How did Yali, the Ugandan chapter, come to be established?
That's a great question. Thank you. To start with, for you to become a Yali alumni, you need to have gone through the program and, you know, gone through the training and actually commenced or graduated. We call it commencement in Yali. So after you graduate, and this happens in Nairobi at Kenyatta University, which is the Regional Leadership Center for East Africa, convening about 14 countries. So you'll convene young people from 14 countries across, you know, East and Central Africa, and then they go through this training, which has 3 tracks, that is business and entrepreneurship, public management, and civic leadership. And for young people that are interested in business, innovation, and entrepreneurship, they will do the business track. Those in public management are those working in government, those that are, you know, into public offices and political offices. And then those in civic are the civil society organizations. So after they go through this training, which is a month-long training, residential in Nairobi, they come back. They come back to their country. So when they return to their countries, in Uganda, they form what they call the Yali Alumni Chapter of Uganda. And here, so they come back, we welcome them, integrate them into the chapter, and that is what forms the chapter. So the chapter has grown over time to say from 2016 to what it is now, from few alumni, you know, lack of structure, just a loose network, to now a very well-established community organization that is doing amazing work with different partners. So that is how the Yali Uganda chapter comes about, that these alumni that have gone through the program, they have the same values, vision, enthusiasm, and the zeal to change community, and we come together to work together, whatever sectors we're working in.
Yeah. Very profound. And Uganda being the one of the youngest populations in the world, 75% of the population in Uganda covers Uganda out, all in all. In Uganda, that is very, very profound and I think empowering. If you ask me, I for one, that background alone has pretty much excited me. But let me come to you, Moses. What is the core mission of Yali, especially for Ugandan youth?
For Ugandan youth particularly, Yali provides opportunities for them to learn, be impactful in their communities, and also to scale up the skills that they use in impacting their communities. She just talked about the 3 tracks that Yali trains youth in. That's business and leader and entrepreneurship, civic management, and public management. So in public management, we look at helping young people grow up in government and policy-making structures. For civic, it's mainly NGO-based. You're given the opportunity to learn, grow up in the NGO industry, and then also do more impact in the communities that are served by the NGOs you're in. For business, it's mainly about creativity, job creation, and bringing up opportunities that create extreme jobs for youth. You see, right now, when we look at the alumni we have in the country, we've got people in the tech sector that have helped innovate ideas that have helped farmers, transport industry, medical industry, the guys who are doing financial tech supporting applications. Then we have people who are adding value to agricultural products. We have people making chocolate. Yeah. We have people who are making coffee, drinking coffee. We have people who are bringing oils on the market made by Ugandan youth. And all these are because of the yearly opportunities that they got to learn. But what we've done mainly as a mission is to connect the youth who are actually doing something in the communities with partners that can help them grow up financially. We have market opportunity. We have access to certification programs. It's the main core that Yali stands for.
Very profound. Now you are, Moses, staying with you, you are the chairperson of the Yali Cooperative Society.
Yeah.
And this is the financial arm of the Ugandan chapter. Let's take a bit of that route. What inspired the beginning of this cooperative society?
YALICO stands for Yali Alumni Multipurpose Cooperative Society. We needed to find a more sustainable approach in making sure alumni continue getting finances that they could easily utilize in their business growth. We cannot always depend on donations or keep begging people to come in and help.
So especially now that the USAID was cut.
Exactly. Yes. And this happened before USAID was cut.
Yes.
And when YALICOS came in place, imagine having 800 people, each contributing 50,000 a month. That's about 40 million shillings a month, about 48 million a year. So we're building a fund where alumni can easily access money at low interest rates and grow their businesses. We were having just coffee in 2017 and discussing how can we make YALI sustainable instead of relying on donations, hands-off giveaways. And that's how YALICOS came to be discussed. We've raised YALICOS to grow, to provide alumni with asset financing at very low rates. If you're running a transport company, for instance, and you need a vehicle, we are the people you go to. If you're making coffee and you need that coffee roaster, it's too expensive for you to do on your own, you come to us. You go to YALICOS and we give you that. If you're running a tech company and you need heavy machines or servers, you run to YALICOS. We make that happen for you. And we allow you to pay that money slowly. So we needed to have a more sustainable approach, which would only be managed by a fund, contributed to and managed by alumni.
Very profound. In case you have just joined us, we are having the agenda and we are talking about matters leadership. Now in studio with us, we have amazing humans from YALI, and really what we're talking about is how YALI can empower Ugandan youth with leadership, innovation, and community impact skills. And YALI is the Young African Leaders Initiative. This is the Ugandan chapter that we are focusing on. And in studio is Faith Myra. Faith Myra, I almost called her Mariah, but pardon me on that. Her name is Faith Myra. She is the president of the YALI Ugandan chapter, and Moses Obi is the chairperson YALICOS. That is the financial arm of the Ugandan chapter. So to be a part of the conversation, 0709 602 592. That is the WhatsApp number to which you can send your question, your opinion, your idea, and we can learn and relearn together today. Now coming to you, Faith, how does YALI cultivate leaders?
That's a great question. I think first of all is we look at, we've seen scenarios where people go to the training when they have applied for like business track, for example, because they think they have a business idea, and it's a good idea that just needs to be modeled and given a very good business model to, And then when they get at the center, when they get through the training, they meet others, they realize, no, my passion is this, this is what I want to do actually. I might have found myself in this scenario that I'm in business, but actually I want to do something in civil society. I'm passionate about, community work and the switch. So one is we activate the passion. What is your actual passion? We help young people discover what are they truly passionate about, because you can't lead, especially on a voluntary basis, when you don't have the passion for something you're doing.
You don't have a fire behind
like you have to have that inner fire that gears you up, that makes you want to change something, You want to see change. And for you to ignite it, for you to mobilize others, you need to be passionate about that particular issue. So first of all, we deal with what are you passionate about. Then we go around and say, what is the issue in your community? This training is so contextualized that we don't go solving ambiguous African problems. We go around saying, what is the issue in your community? Is it an issue of garbage? Is it an issue of health? Is it girls getting pregnant? Is it, children not going to school? Is it a feeding issue, a malnutrition? And what is the solution we want? We go through one of the key sessions that we do is what we call community design thinking. There you think with the community, a solution. This is a problem we have. What do you think we should do? And through that, there is ownership. the sustainability of the solution that you develop with the community. So we teach young people that do not go around, sit in a boardroom and come up with a solution without engaging community, because you might have the best solution, but it doesn't suit that community. But also you might have seen it work somewhere and still it doesn't what? It's not going to work wherever you're going to put it. So what does that mean? You have to ensure that you're engaging the community, you're having this discussion, piloting this, and you'll find that in Yali it's one of those unique networks that you'll find young persons in every sector, whether it's sports, whether it's health, whether it's nutrition. We have every, because the leadership is not about a certain sector. It's about the issue in the community that we're looking at. What is the problem? And then the other way we cultivate is collaboration. We collaborate, we foster collaboration within the network, that we have people who have made it in certain sectors. You know, we have MPs in parliament, we have, you know, we have people in the health sector working with Ministry of Health, we have people that are working with UN, we have people, we have alumni across. But then we have alumni who are still students, who are still graduates, who are still looking for jobs. So what we do is, how do we create collaboration between these, you know, categories of alumni? And then we create a mentorship. You know, you as an alumni who is a graduate, you can get in law school. We have a lawyer in the community. They can actually mentor you, hold your hand, and support you to be able to actually work with, you know, the same community you're looking for. So through mentorship and collaboration, we have seen a lot of growth and opportunity. But also it's that community that, you know, you will find almost every service, every, you know, so someone will post, for example, in the WhatsApp group, guys, I'm looking for something like this. And people are like, oh, so and so, so and so. So there is always that immediate need and help at the same time, that what you're looking for is just around the network. We're a community of over 850 alumni across the country. So every region, every district you're thinking about, we have alumni. Right. So it has made it easy that even when we say partners reach out and say, we want to do a program in this, you know, in this, maybe in the West Nile region, who do we reach out to, who do we work with? We know, which sector, we know. So that has enabled the cultivation of leadership. But we don't stop at that. How do we extend that to community? Because we have been privileged to, you know, have USAID funding or, you know, opportunity to be funded to train. We cascade that, you know, we train the communities in different sectors. We mentor our young people who have not got the opportunity. And we are also thinking of, we are launching an academy here to ensure that this continues. So that means the cultivation of leadership is what we stand for. We are leaders, and we don't want to be leaders that are not creating community transformation. We want to be those leaders that are solution-oriented, that are leading the steps towards changing something in your community. And we always say it doesn't matter who you think you were as a young person, whether you think you're nobody, you haven't studied, you haven't done this. In Yali, actually, we don't consider education when we're selecting, you know, young leaders. We consider you are a leader, you want to do something. Maybe you're leading a community service. Maybe you're doing this. It doesn't matter the level of education. We're looking at it from the perspective of what is your ability to influence people in your community to do something good. Even if it's as simple as we have cleaned this market today, that's the kind of leadership we want to see.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Are there examples of alumni from Yali that are doing impactful leadership roles or initiatives that you know of?
Yes, quite so many. To start with, we have alumni that are leading technology, like Moses mentioned earlier. These alumni have innovated applications that are solving school issues, that are solving health issues. For example, our former president, the one I took over from, his name is Muhumuza Faizo, and he has one of the best IT companies that are really giving solutions on applications. We have an MP in Parliament, and also someone who has worked with Parliament. Flavia Nabagawe is a Yali alumni, and I'm sure even this year we have more alumni going for, you know, member of parliament positions in different places. We also have, you know, alumni in the health sector that are working with Ministry of Health, that are working on initiatives. Like, for example, we have an alumni that has a clinic that is supporting mothers specifically in that community in Kayunga, because mothers were dying so much for birth, you know, during. So she started a clinic to support, and she supported hundreds of mothers to give birth safely in the community. Her name is Jovlin, and she's doing amazing work. We have alumni processing coffee, you know, and they're exporting it, you know, and they're employing so many, you know, young people in the community. We have alumni with schools. They have schools right from kindergarten to primary, and they're really trying to see, how do we offer scholarships? How do we bring young people on board to be able to learn? So when you look across, we have alumni in reproductive health that are championing menstrual health management, you know, making sanitary towels, reusable sanitary towels, and distributing. So we have alumni every sector, you'll think. In arts, one of our alumni is one of the leading film artists here. Mzebwanika, he makes films, and these are not just films for entertainment, but they're educational films. So you see that every sector we're looking, we're not neglecting any sector. We want to see, we have alumni in music, you know, that are performing. So ideally, we are it demonstrates that our leadership is not about a sector. It's about what you're passionate about, what you can use as a skill to impact community. And we want to see that more and more. But also, I don't want to leave out the alumni that are not yet that significant that you are seeing them on the spotlight, but in their community, what they're doing, right from mentorships to, you know, supporting women groups, to supporting, you know, counseling services for children that are addicted on drugs and all of that. In their small capacity, they are changing one life at a time. And all of these are across the country. So we want to say, don't wait to be that important person. Young person out there, don't wait to be, oh my God, I don't have anything to do, what can I do? No, look around you. What is that issue you want to change, you know? And we see that and support that and bring, we have a culture as alumni that if an alumni has an activity, of recent we did a nutrition camp in Kasese, and this camp, we're basically supporting teenage mothers that are malnourished. And we had alumni travel as far as Eastern region to Kasese to join us, and we travel to Kasese and ensure that activity, set up kitchen gardens for those, because again, we want to teach these mothers that even at your cost, you can make that kitchen garden and have a balanced diet, which is good for your child, for yourself. So those practical things, that those small but very practical, sustainable practices, as what we are promoting as a community.
Right, thank you very much. That's very in-depth and profound. And we are looking at how YALI is empowering Ugandan youth with leadership, innovation, and community skills to impact community and Uganda in general. Now, a couple of your comments that I'm going to dive into. Good morning, UBC. On Good Morning Uganda, I've always wanted to join YALI for learning and funding opportunities, connections for my young growing organization, which is a registered and a youth-led organization in West Nile, but I've failed to be accepted until now. I really need that opportunity, and how can these big people support my initiative? This is Tukashaba. Felix, what does it take for one to join YALI? Let me pose it to you, Moses.
Well,
Felix.
Felix.
Yes.
That's a good question, Felix. Right now, the Regional Leadership Center is closed, and the remaining opportunity would be Mandela Washington Fellowship. And you need to be doing something that impacts your community. Has he mentioned what he does?
Yes, he has a registered organization already in West Nile.
Doing what?
And has he mentioned what he's doing? No? Okay, he says, I've always wanted to join YALI for learning and funding opportunities, connections for my young growing organization, which is a registered and youth-led organization in West Nile.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Felix, that's one of the mistakes that would really throw you out when you don't mention what you're doing and how it is impacting your community. YALI looks out for people who have a track record of demonstrated leadership. And by leadership, we mean you're able to mobilize a group of people in your community, provide a solution for whatever problem you feel you can handle. And you should be able to document all these activities. We have social media, we have LinkedIn, we have X, we have Facebook, where you can be posting every milestone that you achieve. Background checks are done for every application that is done. There are over 12 US Exchange alumni programs in Uganda. And if you cannot get into Mandela Washington Fellowship, which is the only yearly track now currently available, you can go to the yearly network. It's an online system that takes in everyone. Yearly is highly competitive if you're to go for the physical attendance. So they cannot take on every amazing person, but you can start with the yearly network. Just type in yearly network in Google, search, you will find it. Create an account, begin studying those programs, enroll, and from there you can go to something bigger. You don't have to wait for the physical attendance. Nairobi, East Africa right now is closed because USAID, the main donor, has closed. But they're looking for other partners to reopen. As you wait for that, there's also another factor of age, 18 to 35. The chairperson, Myra, just said that it doesn't require education, but you must be proficient in reading and speaking English and writing.
Right.
So that is one major key you need to consider.
Right. And another one that I'll end with for now. Good morning. I'm Levi from Katakwi in eastern part of the country. Thank you for the program. I just wanted to know from the chairperson how such productive innovations can reach to young youth in rural communities. We seriously need such innovations, but we are hard to reach. What does it need to join YALI? Yeah, he has mentioned a bit of that. You must have a record track of your leadership activities, what you're championing in your society, but also you must be 18 to 35. But I'll still allow you, Moses, to build on what he is asking. He says he is in Katakwi, a part of the country that is in the eastern part of Uganda, and he's wondering how such innovations, productive innovations, can reach far off places outside of Kampala, far hard to reach areas like where he is for the youth.
YALI is spread all over Uganda. So they do not have to wait for the application to start this. And then also, the moment they start, that is when they would be considered to be serious on what they're doing. We have alumni in Teso region. One of them is Anyu, Sheila. Yeah. They could just look out for the lady who handles the Miss Pageant.
Miss Tourism.
Miss Tourism. So look for the person behind Miss Tourism Teso. She's called Sheila Anyu. You can get in touch with her. She will help you. She should be easy to find on social media. Sheila Anyu. She would really be helpful. She will guide you. She will connect you to the rest of the alumni in Katakwi, in Ngora, in Soroti, to help you realize your product. Innovation is not a very complicated thing. You just need to solve a problem that is existing in the society or in your community. Once you get in touch with Sheila or anyone from YALI, they will get you to our network, and we shall find a way of supporting you.
Right.
Maybe to just to add.
Yes, Faith, please.
I think I have good news for whoever wants to join YALI and has been trying, that the YALI Leadership and Mentorship Academy we are yet to launch will be targeting the hard-to-reach youth in Uganda, you know, as them, and see, okay, maybe they did not have access to the regional application and it was very competitive. So we are creating this academy, and it's going to be cascading the same training, the same curriculum. So that means you have an opportunity to go through the training, to meet the alumni, to still access the opportunities that come with funding, with collaboration and partnership. So I think much as USAID has closed and the center has closed for now, but we are thinking as leaders in Uganda, how do we continue, how do we sustain this program? So I think you need to look out on our pages. Sooner or later, we are launching this program end of month. And the moment we're able to finish that, then we'll be able to, within the second quarter or third quarter of the year, within the third quarter or fourth quarter of the year, we'll be calling out for the first cohort applications, and look out for that so that you're able to compete with fellow Ugandans. Maybe you'll have a better chance. But I also think the way we document our impact when applying is very important. For anyone that's applying for YALI, we really focus on impact. So when you're saying, you know, I have this organization or this innovation, so what, you know? The question is, you have to mention clearly that I have been running this organization for 1 year, I have reached 1,000 people with services on this. Like, you need to be very specific on your impact. Because if you're not specific, then we think you're using, you know, knowledge, general knowledge to create an application.
Right.
So that will be helpful for you in the next application.
Right. I hope you have been helped. 0709602592 is the WhatsApp number to which to send your question or opinion and idea, so that we get to enjoy this conversation as we are inspired at the same time. Now, coming to you, Moses, in what ways does YALI nurture innovation and entrepreneurship among young people?
We have a post-program engagement policy where when alumni complete their training in Nairobi, they come here, we receive them, usher them into the national chapter, and then we connect them with people in like-minded sectors. So nurturing is first of all by alumni demonstrating what they promised to do when they're being trained. They come and open up entities, organizations that help them transfer the knowledge into practical problem solutions. So these implementations are the ones that now cascade to the young people in their respective communities. So the nurturing is provided when these young people feel motivated by what their YALI alumni are doing in their communities. Just like Felix has asked, just like the person from Katapi asked.
Levy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because they have seen what is being done, they reach out and they want to learn. How can they also do the same? We've had regional mentorship campaigns, we've had trips all around the country talking about the 3 tracks and helping people implement their ideas into real tangible businesses.
Right.
So the cascading does not end just in books or in our communities. We move around the country. So we have chapters. The chapter is divided into clusters. We have Eastern, we have Central, we have Northern, we have West Nile, which Felix should look out for. Then we have Western as well. These clusters also have a decentralized leadership. They have a chairperson and they have an entire structure with the way the national leadership is.
Yeah.
So Myra's leadership is cascaded down to those cluster leaderships, which now go straight to the communities. She cannot be going to every village in the country.
Right.
These are the arms that reach out on her behalf.
Yeah.
So we've made a wonderful structure that anyone can easily reach.
Right. Wow. Very profound. And now let's talk about Myra, coming to you. You've really, really expressed the fact that you are soon coming up with a Ugandan chapter that is an institute that will be for Ugandan program. And I understand that there will be a fundraising dinner for that while celebrating 10 years of YALI. Yeah. Talk more detail.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think it's a very beautiful time to, you know, look at what YALI has been for the last 10 years, what YALI has made us as young people in Africa, in Uganda particular. And I think it's time we think of how do we give back, how do we give back more, how do we create a sustainability plan to ensure that this doesn't end with us, it goes forward. And as the leadership, we've thought about, okay, we could, in partnership with Makerere University Business School, because that's where our offices are, we're going to launch the YALI Uganda Leadership and Mentorship Academy, and this is going to be cascading the same leadership training that we have gone through that has made us who we are, but we want to give more opportunity to Ugandans, because at regional level they take about 10 Ugandans every cohort, yet about 1,000 apply.
Yes.
So that ratio is really big. So we want to see if we can, you know, at least take 25 or 30 Ugandans every cohort. That gives them more opportunity, that gives them interaction, but also localized collaboration and all of that.
And I think it's also inclusive.
Very
more inclusive.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are, how is this funded? No, not yet. We want to see, to launch the first. Of course, we believe that in the near future we'll get partners and all of that, but the YALI at 10 fundraising dinner is happening on 31st of May. At Protea Hotel, the one on Akasha Avenue. And starting from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., it's a red carpet event. There'll be lots of entertainment, but also celebration and showcasing impact of alumni across the years. And also celebrating, we'll be awarding the most outstanding alumni in different sectors that have done amazing work. And this is a paid event because it's a fundraising event, so an individual ticket goes for 150,000. We have a table for 1 million, which is for 6 people, and one for 2 million, which is for 10 people. So we are looking for partners to look at, for the dinner, but also, beyond the academy. This academy is going to empower young leaders in Uganda to ensure that this leadership we have, incubator that we have become doesn't end with us. And maybe to say that as we look into that, we want to see how best do we contextualize, do we own this academy? Maybe even we could be the regional center in the future that other countries will be sending young people here to actually, we'll get partners, maybe the fact that the one in Nairobi has closed to bring. So we have bigger dreams, but we want to give an opportunity to young people and for them to still realize their dreams, their innovations, to be a part of this community. So for young people that think the dream has closed or the hope is, gone, no. We're saying, no, we want to give an opportunity and we want to work with all of you. So look forward. We want to get you that are in hard to reach, Karamoja, Katakwi, Bufumbira, those places you think the application did not reach for the region. We want it to reach for the national level.
Very profound. And Moses, Faith did mention that your office is at MUBS, but how many local institutions are you working with in Uganda?
The number is big. I have lost track.
Wow. Because
that is based on the number of alumni we have. We're over 800.
Okay.
And everyone is bringing the organization they work for or they run to partner with us. So I cannot say 800, there are more.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, as we bring this to a close, let me read a comment from Kay. This must be Revolver, I think it's your name. But let me read it. You say, good morning. The show is great. I'm a Kenyan now, based at Kasese, Uganda. And I used to run youth and teens mentorship in Kenya on teen pregnancy, drug abuse, and how to be an upright youth. I wish to join the team so as to keep on doing what I used to do in my land. You're called Bernard Chibet, and I'm passionate to join them. And he has shared pictorial evidence of his work.
Track record.
Yeah, track record. High school
That's
girls.
Smart.
Yes. I think perhaps I'll get you in touch with him to follow up.
Yeah.
But as we bring this to a close, Moses, what's your parting shot for every Ugandan youth who wishes the best for their country?
We can never complain when we don't have a proposal to solve a problem. Yali alumni consider the same philosophy, they believe in the same philosophy, and when they come back from training, they provide solutions for their communities. We're here to help. If you feel you cannot implement yours, just go to yaliuganda.org. You reach out to us. We will give you avenues, partnerships, or opportunities to try and realize your dream. We are running a sustainable model. We are now building our own fund. We cannot be relying on donations. This is here to stay. We are launching a training facility in partnership with Makerere University Business School. They've given us a place to be running the pilot program for training. You can always come and join those programs. We will really help you realize solutions for any challenge you have in your community.
Right. That's it from the Young African Leaders Initiative, YALI. In studio with me has been Faith Myra and Moses Obi from YALI. I believe you've learned something and you're inspired to be a part of this initiative, to be that youth that speaks well for your country with a solution. Good morning, Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.